Hi, good morning. I'm Josanne Wright Calendar, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck Picture Book. There we go. An educational program. Let's see, my sound is up. And at the end of this year, I said that I was going to do one more audio video program for YouTube on my next journey with the Happy Little Garbage Truck. When I began this YouTube channel, it was to tell people about this wonderful book that I created with my mom. And the book was meant to help children develop self esteem and connections with others, develop their friendships. So, starting inside and then branching outside to others in the community, as the Happy Little Garbage Truck story shows as well. But in the educational materials that I created, I was just thinking that there's one part that I would like to emphasize a bit more, and that's empathy. And this came up when a friend of mine who teaches first grade in Los Angeles was telling me she started back to school, and she said, children are having a real hard time connecting with each other. And, we can go back and say that's post-COVID or, what happened in the home during the time the schools were out and what's happening in the homes now as parents are looking for jobs. There are a lot of components to what could be going on with children, but interestingly enough, it's a skill that has been for the longest promoted as something that we all need. And just recently, I've been thinking about how can this be taught? And I said, well, I have the perfect book because Happy Little Garbage Truck is a book that I notice that children connect with the garbage truck. And it's not as though you're saying, well, what are you doing? We can look at the garbage truck and say, what did he do? So that's my little plug. But to get into why empathy is important, most of the research that I've done and the readings that I've done indicate that it's the way that we best connect with each other as human beings. And I'm going to put a video link that I found that I thought was perfect, explained all the components of why empathy is important. But there was another article that I'm looking through right now, and I'll put the title in the description box. But the researcher was looking at how empathy and sympathy can be mixed up. And this is a typical confusion that happens, that empathy is actually feeling with someone, and sympathy is like feeling sorry for someone. Um, so we're going to kind of delve into that a little bit more. So as I do more of the YouTubes, and I have to apologize. I have been focusing, as most of you know, said this apology before, but I had a audiobook that I was completing for my other novel, and it took like all of my waking time to finish it before the end of the year. And thank you, Lord, we did finish it. And I'll put a little clip in my the link in my description box about that if you're curious. But I have to thank my husband for being so empathetic to me, knowing that I really wanted to accomplish this goal. And he was saying, "Oh, yeah, you really need to finish that." And it's not so much that it was a hardship; it was just that there are so many components when you start something new that you're not aware of, and that typically takes longer than you think. But he was perceiving my feelings, and he recognized his own in his own mind how I must feel, and that's what empathy is. They said that you realize how someone might be feeling, and you have concern about them and their welfare. And one thing about empathy is when it's activated, it often leads to compassionate action. What can I do to help this person? So, these are Well, this is one of the first things that I've noticed in most of the readings. Empathy leads to some action, generally speaking, on the other person's part. And it's because there's a part of the brain that connects with others, and it's called emotional resonance. And then the next component is there's a cognitive component, which allows for the distance, but then you still have a curiosity like, oh, I wonder, is there anything that I can do to help you? And then that's concern. So in the future talks, we'll talk about how this all works together. But please watch this little clip. It's just perfect. It's a little cartoon, but it perfectly explains it. And my thought overall is as we develop our empathy, we can actually assist children in developing their empathy. So, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for subscribing. Please share. And let's begin to grow our empathy this year. I think that's a really good goal for the 2025. Okay. So, and that's what I'm going to research so that we can find out how to do that. All right. Take care. Much success to you and God bless you. Bye bye.